Sunshine and cloud, as we see off the start Paul Jordan on the Yamaha R7, and then coming up next Jamie Coward, still 10-second starts in between them. And we ride on board with Coward off the line. Cameron, these are very different machines.
Yeah, they certainly are production-based, highly modified, come out of the factory about 65 to 70 horsepower. Most of these machines will be running closer to 100 horsepower to race the TT course.
So they're quite highly strung. Is it fairly safe to say that?
They absolutely are, and of course, the more modifications, the less reliability. So we often see a heavy mechanical toll taken on these machines as they get their necks absolutely wrung around the 37 and 3/4 mile course.
Here's a man who's going to wring the neck of this one for sure. Michael Dunlop, after that disappointment on Superbike Sunday, look at him, he's tucked in. He's got his rear high up on the back of the bike, elbows almost through the tank. Look at it, already in the super slipstream position. And Cammy, they're going to need that everywhere around the whole lap.
Yeah, absolutely, as we see Dom Herbertson head off the line, followed by Peter Hickman in the Swan Racing colours.
Fantastic looking machine. Hickman tucks himself in. Hickman is a big lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he keeps saying he's not a small bike rider, but his results beg to differ.
They do indeed. You can never ever bet against him, and you ride on board with him now down Bray Hill. And this is somewhere you just don't want to be lifting at all. Carry that pace. Going uphill is going to be much harder, as we said. It's going to be the mountain section where you really notice that they've got to keep the revs up.
You don't, as we ride on board with Jamie Coward. Now this spot is certainly not medium speed, heading down through McGuinness's towards Magarrow top. Wow, that is a fast section of the course as we see Jamie Coward peel in through the top and bottom of Magarrow.
Wow.
Michael Dunlop now, oh, you can see that rear suspension moving as we've got our first Glen Helen split.
3.2 seconds up on Dom Herbertson. So Herbertson's doing brilliantly here, P2. Hickman, look, is down in P5. Jamie Coward, who'd done well in practice, is up there as well. So this could be a great result for Herbertson. Would be a first podium, but obviously 3 laps still to go. Dunlop comes through and he is 11 seconds up the road already. Nice momentum, nice wide line through the hairpin. The classic Dunlop look back. See what else you can see, Cam, in the background on that shot was the Manx flag absolutely cracking in the wind. So yeah, you're right, it'd be a lot of wind up the top. How that affect the line, aside from obviously the slipstream issues of wanting to duck below the fairing, how much do you get blown about on all the small bikes up top? Look at the flags.
Yeah, you get blown around a lot, and more so than Windy Corner, that's how it's got its name. You don't really change your line, but the bike just changes what it does across the track on its own accord at times, and you've just got to battle away with it.
Herbertson is only 9 behind Dunlop, so when Herbertson comes through, he is the nearest man, but Hickman has moved up a couple of places. So Hickman now just 0.5 off the back of Herbertson. They are both within 10. Oh, wow. Hickman,
Josh Brooks. Josh Brooks almost touched the wall on the inside there.
And Herbertson's running a fair bit further down the road, so we'll check the gap when he comes. Here he is, having a great run. Not so many flies, Cam, as we've seen before.
No, that strong wind could have a lot to do with that. Mostly gone to ground today, I think. Too windy for even the flies on the mountain.
Here he comes then through, about to trigger the split. Oh, how nervous will he be knowing that he's going to get potentially that first podium? Yeah. And he's dropped behind Hickman, so Hickman's got him. So Hickman has gone up, and Herbertson is now in P3. Coward, look, is only 2.4. Hodgson's only another 2 back. So there's a great scrap going on here for P3.
There certainly is. What an impressive push by Pete Hickman from a steady start. He's really working his way through the field, which we all too often see him do, Andrew.
Here's Michael coming in the distance. He's coming in a little bit sideways, as always. Not the smoothest, but hey, he is the fastest. That's loud. Jamie Coward's bike is really loud. I don't know whether he's got a blown exhaust or not. Michael's there, look, visor up. You can see the front of these machines today. The boys mentioned it in the comms. Hardly any flies around. No need for a visor change or new tear-offs on the visors or anything.
Pete Hickman's team just got to bring that tank. It's a splash and dash after the compulsory first lap pit stop. He's about to get back out on course, and a high-octane rinse wash for the dashboard of Pete's bike there before he heads out.
Now, Coward was dropping down the leaderboard just a little bit, Cam, a minute ago when we saw the splits, the previous splits. He was 100th off, so a puff of dirt coming up in the background there. And when the other riders come through, he's definitely dropped off the fight for P3. Only a little bit. Dunlop leads, says 26.1, but remember Hickman and Herbertson are going to be inside that as they come to Blaff Bridge. Oh, Herbertson is flying, and there is Hickman behind. So Hickman hasn't caught Herbertson yet.
No, he's not. It just shows how hard those two are going. We've got a gaggle of bikes coming up here through the bungalow. Michael Rudder ahead of Pete Hickman, who wastes no pass drafting past on the way up to Harwood Heights. And there's Dom the Bomb. He'll also want to get past and keep that toe off Peter Hickman for as long as he can.
Makes such a big difference, doesn't it, when you're in tight behind another bike on these little Super Twins. 5, this is Rob Hodson. That doesn't sound well.
No, he's off the throttle, he's coasting. Oh no, he was in such a strong 6th position. Bike's still running as he pulls off the course, so it's not a catastrophic issue, but enough to stop him in his tracks.
What a shame. Now we're with Mike Brown.
Aboard the RS660, looking down.
Couple of looks. Now, Cam, you do that for if you think you might be dropping fluid, don't you? Or if you've got an unknown problem, you're literally looking, can I physically see what the issue is?
Could be a loose foot peg. It could be anything there on that right-hand side, brake lever, whatnot, but there obviously is something catching his attention. Michael's focus now will be on race victory, not lap records, as Jamie Coward, though, uses that toe, and that gap is close to Dom Herbertson ahead of him now from 6 into 5 seconds.
Look at the fans down the side of the road. They are on their feet for a legendary performance. Look at this. We've seen fist pumps all week long for Dunlop as he equalled the record. He looked like he was going to break it on Superbike Sunday, but it didn't go his way. There at the side of the road, look, you can see the pit boards are out and the fans are applauding as they come around towards the end of this 3rd lap on Super Twin.
And now Michael will be just counting off these corners, talking to that pattern beneath him, saying, come on, let's just get home. Let's record that 27th win if we can.
Back with Hickman. Nothing for him to do now. 21.6 back. He'll know that the game is up from when he's seen his pit boards. Still a brilliant performance from him being up on the podium, especially on these bikes which maybe aren't so suited to such a big man, and we'll be expecting big things later in the week. It's always hard to compare sporting eras, but Joey Dunlop's record of 26 wins stood for 24 years. Michael Dunlop equalled him just a few days ago, and it's fitting as Joey's nephew that he now takes the mantle as King of the Mountain. It's 27 wins at the TT for Michael Dunlop. Wow, wow, it's finally done. The pressure's off, Cam, it's finally done.
Absolutely, Peter Hickman takes 2nd step on the podium, and Dom the Bomb Herbertson in his 45th TT start, his 1st ever podium.